Hey, how you doing, everybody? Sorry about that. I'm messing around with my camera, trying to get the right angle. So it's really nice to be here. Another Thursday, 2:30. And I say it most weeks, but the weeks just fly by. And I'm teaching today from the center of the world, which is Leicester. And we're in our new yoga studio, which is called the Space to Breathe Collective. So I taught here a few weeks ago. It was a little bit like a building site, but we're finished now and we're going to open on Monday. So welcome. It's really nice to be able to teach people from the length and the breadth of the country. So wherever you are joining us from, then welcome to this class. I thought what we do today is we'll move a fair bit and we'll kind of do a varied class. So working into the spine a little bit towards the start, starting quite slowly, a few twists. And then what I thought we'd do, we're working on some warriors and look at some warrior routines. We've done quite a lot of sun salutations and we've broken those down. And we have looked at warriors 4, but let's look at warrior 1, warrior 2, and put a little bit of flow together. Anyway, probably go, you did any of those things. But yeah, let's see how we get on there. All right, find a comfortable seat on your mat, and sit however feels good for you. You know, because this is an important part. You want to be feeling comfortable. So this first part where we're just grounding, you might just want to, I don't know, sit in a chair, or you can sit up against a wall. There's loads of options. So there's not a right or wrong way to do this. I like to sit on a block just so I can tilt my hips forward, and that just helps me bring a little bit of length into my spine. So here we are, start of the practice. Just check in with your experience. Just notice what you're noticing. Just that simple idea. So it could be physical. It could be, oh, I've sat on the floor and that's a little bit achy, or I feel the blade edges of the feet just pressing into the mat, or, you know, my lower spine, there's something down there. See what you can let go of here. So it might be just concentrate in one area. Oh, it's a tight hip on the right-hand side, for example. Oh, it's this left shoulder. We'll send the breath to those areas. And as we do that, begin to deepen the breath. So nice full inhales, full exhales. And if you can, and if it feels safe, but only if it feels safe, close the eyes. And if that doesn't feel great, just bring these down towards the floor. And we're just trying to get rid of that external stimulus. Connect a little bit deeper into the body. Just paying attention and being aware. And that's what our yoga practice is in essence, really. It's just about paying attention. We're paying attention to what? Paying attention to the breath, paying attention to the physical movements in the body. Maybe paying attention to our habits or our thought patterns. Not trying to change anything, just noticing. It could be the first time today that you've really slowed down. It could be the first time today that you've just and consciously notice your breath. So just be curious of how the breath feels. Does it feel smooth? Does it feel short and choppy? Is there texture to it? Do you feel the kind of rise of the belly on an inhale? The belly falling back to the spine on an exhale? All of these things can happen. Sometimes we're conscious of them, sometimes we're not. And just take 2 more rounds of breath here. Beautiful, really nice. And then the end of that exhale, if your eyes were closed, just come with the eyes open. I need to scratch my eye. If you need to scratch anything, scratch it. Scratching yoga. All right, so if you're sat on something, probably remove that now so a block, or if you're sat on a blanket, or if you're on a cushion. And then bring the hands onto the knees. Just the palms are face down, and then just shrug the shoulders up. So this is kind of, can do this on an inhale, and then on exhale, bring the shoulders down. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, shrug the shoulders down. And think about your face, think about the jaw. See what you can relax. So the face is relaxed. You can always smile if that feels good. Try not to take your yoga too seriously. And we hold a lot of tension around the shoulders, a lot of tension in the face, in the neck, in the jaw. So this is just releasing that. Drop the shoulders down. Imagine they're 10-ton weights as you exhale them down. You can do this if you want. Do one shoulder, do the other shoulder. Raising the energy up. So begin to move with the breath and these simple movements. Inhale up. Pause the breath. Exhale down. So you see there, we pause the breath at the top just momentarily. So it's like a retention of the breath. If that doesn't feel good for you, please don't do it. You don't have to. A lot of the things that I suggest are exactly that. They're just suggestions. All right, from here, let's lengthen out the left leg. And then the right leg will just be bent in. So this left leg is going to stay nice and active. So you're going to press the length of the left leg down into the floor. Sweep the right arm behind. So now you're on the fingertips or you're on the palm of the hand. Inhale the left arm up. And then as you exhale, wrap the left arm around the right knee. So you really hug that right knee into the center line. Remember what I said about the left leg? That's staying nice and active. So you might pull the toes back towards the shins. Take an inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, just twist over to the right. Not sitting back too much, so you've got length in the spine. Inhale, find length. Exhale into your twist. Really work with the breath here. As you exhale, twist, twist, twist. Start of the class, so not too much. Two more like that. Nice deep inhale. Your fullest exhale. And then one more time. Deep inhale. And your fullest exhale. Beautiful. Come back to center. And then lengthen out the right leg. And then we'll just do all that on the other side. You see how we begin to work with the breath. So half the battle in yoga is kind of like the breath. And when you first come to a yoga practice, sometimes the breath can be a bit bewildering, but I cue a lot on breath. So try and follow me on the breath rhythm. Think about the right leg. This is really active. You know, I'm pulling the toes back, pressing the leg down into the floor. Left hand this time just comes behind. Inhale the right arm up, find length. And then as you exhale, right arm around the left knee. So now I've got that beautiful length in my spine. I'm pressing my right leg down into the floor. I'm inhaling. And then I'm exhaling over to the left. See how I can use that exhale to twist. When I inhale, I come out of the twist just a little bit and I find length in my spine. And then I'm exhaling, I'm coming back in. Inhaling. Exhaling. Nice, deep inhale. And then again, your fullest exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. And then just bring both hands down and then bend both knees in. And then open the knees out and let the soles of the feet touch. And then just with the weight of the hands, maybe just tilting backwards, just butterfly the legs, just up and down. So nice gentle movement into the inner thighs. You're relaxing a little bit here. You just lean a little bit into the arms. You're probably smiling, aren't you? Or you can laugh. The Virtual Village Hall does plenty of laughter yoga. That's a great class with Tess. I like that one. All right, just a little bit longer. See what you release? We get very tight in the outer hips. So this is just a nice way. I'll just be moving really slowly. We could do this for another 35 minutes. I'd like that. Because we get very tight in the hips, especially the inner hips. Beautiful, nice. Put the hands on the outer edge of the knees and then just bring the knees together and then walk the feet in, or just grab hold of the shins and bring the feet in, and then just wrap the arms around the knees or around the shins and let the head just fall down towards the knees and stretch through the back of the neck. Rock around here if you want to. Let it go. It's a nice thing to do, actually. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And then a full exhale, just sigh it out through the mouth. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And a full exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. One for luck, deep inhale, nose. Full exhale, sigh it out. Nice. Bring the head up, uncross the arms. And then we're going to come onto all fours. So come down onto the mat, ever way feels good for you. When we first get here, especially when we haven't been on all fours, just lengthen one leg out. Press into the toes. And if you're anything like me, you'll really feel this right into the calf, the ankle probably, the toes themselves, up into the thigh, and then just swap over. Moving really slowly here. Maybe just bringing a little bit of movement into the hips as well. Beautiful, nice. Have a look at your hands. Make sure the fingers are really spread. So that's a habit we like to get into. And then set yourself back up into that tabletop position. So the knees are right underneath the hips, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Wrists are beneath the shoulders and the elbows. And then let's just stretch into the wrists. So turn the right hand out. So you turn it out to the edge of your mat, and then bring the right hand so it faces your knee. You might be here, you might be here, you might be here. You know, whatever you, depth of flexibility. What we're looking for here is not too much, not too little. If you want to bring some little movements in, you can kind of just do circles. Circling the wrist out, circling through the wrists and the hips. Maybe bring the weight forward, maybe bring the weight back. So we get pretty weak in the wrists if we don't use them. And when we're doing our yoga practice, then we're asking people to do, you know, come into plank, do downward facing dog. And sometimes you think, you know what, my wrists are really aching. So this is a really nice way just to bring a little bit of strength and flexibility into them. Bring the right hand back nice and slowly, and then do the same on the left hand side. So turn the left fingers towards the left knee. And then again, just use the right hand to support you. And just maybe rocking from side to side. Or you might just be concentrating on the flexibility. You might just be, I'm just going to stay still. Or I'm going to rock backwards and forwards very, very slightly. There's no right and wrong. And you're just paying attention. Beautiful, nice. Bring that left hand back, and then find that spread through the fingers again. And then put this one foot back, one step the other foot. If you want to drop the knees down, you've got a little bit of woodworm. Here it is. We've all got a bit of woodworm sometimes, or you can work a little bit more energetically here in high plank. Tuck the belly back towards the spine, whatever version you found yourself in. And then as you exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Nice. Press the tops of feet into the floor. Inhale, and then just come into cobra. You don't have to come up too far. You know, some people like to come up here, especially earlier in the class. Maybe here is good for you, but the feet are stabilizing the spine. You're pressing the whole of the pelvic region into the floor. And then in your own time, just let the head drop down. Let it all go. No holding. And move like that just a few times. Inhale, cobra. You just want to feel that compression in the lower spine. Not too much, not too little. Exhale down. Inhale into your cobra. And exhale, bringing the head down. We'll do one more like that. Deep inhale. Kind of lead with the chest. So you find the chest lifts and it elongates. Nice. Exhale. Down. Stack the hand on top of each other. And then just bring the elbows side. And the right hand side. What you're doing is down on the floor. Over to and then eventually just bring in the head underneath, push yourself to the top position. All right, can you move the spine? Just move in the heart lift and exhale round into the spine. Inhale forward, exhale round. Inhale forward, exhale round. Just go at a speed and a depth that feels good for your body. In your own time, inhale back to center. And exhale. Let it go. Really nice work. From here, we're going to stretch into the shoulders. So let's do it this way. Step one foot back, step the other foot back. Either drop the knees or just come down in one piece all the way to the floor. And then we'll do this version called bow tie. So you just stack the right arm in front of the left. So you can see my arm is in front of my left. And then you're going to walk the left hand over to the right hand of the mat. And I'm going to walk my right hand over to the left. So now the arms are crossed. So you might already feel this in the shoulders, more of a static posture. You know, the idea is to get the head down towards the floor. What I like to do is like I tuck my toes and then I shift my weight forward and then I can get that little bit more of a stretch into my shoulders. It does feel intense though. There shouldn't be any pain, but you want to try and right and the left hand away from each other as much as you can. So any adjustments here? Take 5 more breaths. Final breath coming up. Nice deep inhale. And then your fullest exhale. And coming out of this is really important. So you're just going to walk the hands back in towards each other. Stack the hands or stack the arms so the right hand's in front and then we'll swap over. So just simply just swap them. Now the left's in front, the right's behind. Walk the left over to the right, walk the right over to the left. Might feel different. I'm sure it will. You know, we're usually tighter on one side than the other. Find, you know, a comfortable enough position that suits your body, and then maybe do that thing where you tuck the toes and then just shift the hips forward and then let the head come down towards the floor. If you've got a block or a blanket or a pillow, this is a nice place to rest the chin or the forehead. Breathe in deeply. Three more breaths here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Breathe into the shoulders. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then your deepest inhale. And your fullest exhale. Really nice work, everyone. Slowly walk the hands back. And then we'll have an opportunity just to shake them out. But first of all, place them underneath the shoulders, push yourself back to tabletop. And then if you can, just sit back onto the heels. If you need to support the hips, then feel free to stick something underneath, or you might be up here. You know, this can be good. Shake the hands out. Maybe roll the shoulders a few times. Big circles, really big circles. Roll them out. This doesn't have to look a certain way. You're just moving kind of the tightness out of the body. Beautiful, really nice. Bring the hands back down. And then from here, tuck the toes under. And let's come into a downward facing dog. So lift the hips, downward facing dog. And it's the first time we've done it. So let's just walk the feet out. Bend into one knee, bend into the other. I promise you we're going to get a nice long Shavasana today. We'll work, in a nice manner for the next, 35, for the next 15 minutes or so. So we'll work quite energetically. A little bit of flow. Bend into one knee, bend into the other. Walk your dog out. And then find some stillness. Maybe step the feet in just a little bit. So your down dog doesn't want to be too long. And then watch what I do here. Bend into the knees. Oh, yes. So let's show you that one again. Straight legs. So my legs are straight and I'm pushing my heels down towards the floor. But look at my lower spine. There's a bow in it. So if I bend my knees, see how much I can straighten it. And as I do that, I press into my hands. And then my hips are beginning to lift away from my shoulders. Doing one more time. Lengthen my legs. For a lot of people like me, we're too tight for this. Bend into the knees, lengthen the spine, press into the hands. My head is nice and loose. One more time. Lengthen the legs. Bend into the knees, lengthen the spine. Head is nice and loose. You might be thinking, we've been here way too long, Dave. And you're probably right. So walk the feet back towards, the hands back towards the feet. And then just hang in a forward fold. And then you might want to just grab opposite elbows and then just dangle. You're just dangling down. You're just rocking from side to side. See how I bend into my knees just to release the lower back. My weight's coming into my toes. It's not a competition about how straight you can get the legs. Yoga is not about how flexible you are. That's not what it is. You know with a regular steady practice that your body will open up and you will become more flexible. But that's the thing I hear so much about people who don't want to do yoga. It's like, I'm not flexible. All right, nice. Bring the hands down. Bend really deeply into the knees now. Be kind to yourself. Roll all the way up, bone by bone, vertebrae by vertebrae, and then come all the way up to stand. Nice. I just make a little adjustment as you find yourself in your Tadasana. So remember, Tadasana is mountain posture, standing at the top of our mats. In the East Midlands sunshine, or wherever you are, shout out to everybody else around the country in the UK. Bring the hands to heart center. Nice. Just pause here. Feel the four corners of the feet pressing into the floor. So you feel all the way from your toes to the crown of the head. Eyes are closed, so the gaze is soft. Tadasana mountain pose. Nice. From here, take an inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, come into forward fold. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. So for here, I like to bring my hands on my knees and I bend into my knees very slightly. And again, same thing. When I drop my belly down, I can lengthen my spine. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands might be on the floor. They might be all the way up here. Exhale, fold in deeply. Just fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Step one foot back. Step the other foot back. And then take that nice, beautiful inhale and lengthen into your plank. You can drop the knees here, remember. Exhale, lower to the floor. In one piece or with the knees dropped. Inhale, back into cobra, which we were doing earlier in the class. And then exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips nice and slowly, come into downward facing dog. So here we are again in our down dog, find alignment. Think about the hands, think about the wrists. So we've done a lot of work there so far. Head is really loose. You can shake it yes, you can shake it no. You can have a little gap in between the teeth. Soften the jaw. Soften the pose, soften the gaze, soften everything. All right. Keep that bend in the knees if you need to. One more deep inhale. And a full exhale. Bend the knees, look between the hands, and then probably just come right up onto the fingertips. So you can come here, if that feels okay, and then walk the feet up really slowly. Walk them between the hands. Line the feet up, hang in a forward fold. Take an inhale, flat back. Take a full exhale, back into your fold. Press into the feet, inhale, sweep the arms up nice and wide. And then exhale, bring in the hands to heart center. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Step one foot back, step the other foot back. So these are our sun salutations. Inhale. Here's your plank. Press into the outer edge of the feet. Remember, you can do this and drop the knees, or you're in high plank. Everybody exhale. Keep the elbows tucked by the side of the body. Come all the way down. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. So you notice every movement has a breath. And if you find that easy to follow, great. If you don't, that's okay as well. And I think for the first maybe 2 or 3 months that I practiced yoga, the breath was a mystery. And my wife used to say to me, don't worry about the breath will just come. And it does. You know, intuitively, you then begin to link the breath movement. Nice. Bend into the knees, hinge the hips, end of your exhale. Either step up like we did on the first one, so walk the feet up, or then do it like this. Step 1 foot up, step up, line the feet up, inhale, come to that beautiful flat back position. Exhale, fold. Press into all 4 corners of the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. So a couple of lunges. We'll do high lunge and low lunge. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come down. Step the right foot back. So a nice giant step. Drop the right knee. Look at the left ankle and the left knee and just pretty much make sure that they're lined up. And then inhale, lift the hands and the heart to the sky. Low lunge. Nice. You can have the hands here above the head. You can bring the hands into cactus so you can open the arms. Breathe deeply. Sinking the hips down towards the floor. Pressing the top of the right foot right down into your mat. So you might feel that into the hip flexor, this bit here, or you might feel it into the quad, or a mixture of everything. Little back bend, you might look up, challenge the balance. One more deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Bring the hands down. Tuck the toes on the right foot. Bring the right hand more into the center of your mat and take an inhale. Sweep the left arm up. Think about the right leg though, it's really strong. That's helping you like rotate from the navel center. And then exhale. Bring that left hand down to meet the right. And then you're going to step this beautiful left foot of yours back to meet the right. So you just step it. If you need to do that in a couple of motions, feel free. Inhale, lengthen. Back into our plank. Exhale, drop the knees or lower down in one piece. Keep the elbows tucked by the body. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. Bend the knees into the hips. End of your exhale. Come to the top of the mat. Either walk or step or hop if you're Superman or Superwoman. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. So really leading with the breath. So the breath is the first thing we're always thinking about. We let it drive all of the movements that we're doing here. So important, but as I say, it comes. But once it comes, then everything becomes a lot more, you know, the movement between the postures becomes easier. I'm doing this with the hands. I'm doing strange things. Let's do the left side. Inhale up. Move with joy. Exhale, fold. And the movement and the breath link up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down. This time, nice giant step back with the left foot. Drop the left knee down. Have a look at the ankle and the knee on the right side. Inhale, swing arms up to the sky. Beautiful. Press the top of the left foot down into the floor. Inhale and you find in length. Exhale, sink it in. And then again, if you want to open the arms out, you can do this. You can have a little bend. You can look up. Inhale, find length. Exhale into your twist. Inhale. Exhale. Just down. And then one more breath. Nice deep inhale. Fullest exhale. Bring the hands down. Bring left to the center of your mat. Take an inhale. And we'll pretend we didn't hear our phone ring. Apologies, everybody. Couple of breaths here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more. Deepest inhale. And your fullest exhale. This time, bring the right hand down, and then we're going to just attempt to lift or bring that left foot towards the top of the mat. So step it forward. Again, if you need to do it in 2 steps, that's fine. Inhale, come to halfway lift. Exhale, folding in. Press into the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms nice and wide. And then exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Nice. Just pausing here for a couple of breaths. Nice deep inhale. And your fullest exhale. Beautiful. So we're just moving on. It's going to be the last little flow that we do. And we're going to do a warrior one. In fact, let's do a high lunge. Because we've done a low lunge, we can just mix that up so you see the difference. So if a high lunge is too much for you, and you'll know once you get into it, then just do the previous version. And I'll talk us through it. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, bring the hands down. This time, step the right foot back. So same as we did last time. Now you can down, or you keep the right leg lifted. Now, if you feel kind of wobbly when you do high lunges, walk the feet wider. So you give yourself a nice space. Press the feet into the floor. Engage the legs and the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. You bend into the front knee. You might be here. This is great. You know, you might want to really press into the back toes and then bend into the front knee. Nice. Inhaling. Exhaling. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, just bring the hands down. So it's in line with the shoulders. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms. Nice and wide. And then exhale, bring the arms up. Inhale down. Exhale to the side. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. So you're just breathing breath. Nice. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhale to the side. Exhale. Hold it here. Keep breathing. That leg is nice. Maybe bend a little bit more into the front knee. Yeah, it's tiring, isn't it? One more deep inhale. And then exhale. Bring the hands to heart center. Turn the back toes out. And then spin the left toes in. So now we come into a nice wide stance. Beautiful. From here, bring the hands onto the hips. And then just spiral forward. So a nice wide leg forward fold. You can bring the hands down onto the floor. You can walk the hands back towards the feet so they're in line with the feet themselves. Press into the outer edge of the feet. You can keep a bend in the knees if that feels good. Maybe walk the hands over to the right, come to center, walk the hands over to the left. So now you're just moving through the legs, stretching out through the left leg, come to center, stretch out through the right. You can lift the leg, just moving through the body. And then come back to center. Beautiful stuff, everyone. Bring the hands onto the hips, press into the feet. Inhale, spiral the chest up. And then just heel toe the feet in together. And then come to stand in the center of the mat. Nice. Come back to the top of your mat. I'm going to move to the other side, but you can stay exactly where you are. And then we're just going to repeat that sequence on the left-hand side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, this is going to be your final forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Beautiful. This time, exhale, step the left foot back. Really take time. Think about the right ankle and the right knee aligned up. Engage into the back leg. If you need to walk feet wider, please do that. You know, give yourself a firm base. Press into the feet, engage into the legs, a little bit of engagement with the core. Inhale, lift the hands up. Nice. And you might be here, you might go, well, I keep a nice bend in this back leg, and then you might begin to lengthen it. Nice. Take an inhale, lengthen the arms, but try and keep the shoulders relaxed. Exhale, bring the hands forward. Inhale to the side, open the chest. Exhale, bring the hands up. Nice. Inhale down. Find your stability. Exhale, hand to the side. Remember, you can do all of this with this left knee dropped. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just move with your breath. Just stare down at one spot. Nice soft gaze. That can really help the balance. So pick something on the skirting board or the carpet. One more like that. Bring the arms down. Bring the arms wide. Press into the back toes. Bring the arms up. Bring the hands to heart center. And then this time, we're just going to attempt to step the left foot up to meet the right. So bring the weight forward. Have a little bit of balance here. And then step the foot up. Beautiful. Really nice. And then just shake it out. Because you can feel really warm after that, you know. There's a lot of concentration going into those balances. There's a lot of concentration and effort going into the balance as well. So let's just come back to our top of our mat and breathe here. Hands are at heart center. Beautiful. Really nice work. From here, come to the center of your mat. We're just going to get rid of any excess energy that you might have. You might be like, I haven't got energy now. After a powerful sequence there. So here, we keep a bend in the knees. We just shift the energy. So inhale up, exhale. You just come into a fold. Inhale, exhale. In and out through the nose. And that idea of inhaling light, exhaling darkness, or the way I like to think about it, inhale positivity, exhale negativity. Beautiful work, everyone. Keep it going. And then inhale up. Pause the breath here at the top. And exhale, bring the hands down. And then come all the way down to sit on your mat. And just come down either way, any way that feels good for you. Nice. And then we get here in what we call Dandasana or staff pose. Press the hands down into the floor. Just very lightly and just lengthen the spine. Back of the neck is nice and long. Press the full length of the legs down into your mat. Beautiful. From here, you might just bring the arms out, or you can lower down using the hands and then roll down bone by bone, vertebrae by vertebrae. You can the legs, and then eventually you come all the way down to lie on the floor, where we'll spend the rest of the class. So let's hug one knee in, let's hug the other knee in. Rock it out from side to side if that feels good. So just massaging the spine. Inhaling and exhaling as you go here. Beautiful. We did a twist right at the start of the class, but let's do another one. So with the knees hugged in, bring the arms out nice and wide, so the palms are face up, and then bring the feet so they're right on the edges of your mat. So you might want to take a little visual. Okay, so my feet are on the edge of my mat, and then what you're going to do is you're going to shift the hips over to the left, and then drop both knees over to the right-hand side. So a nice wide-legged fold. They're sometimes more accessible. Feeling the stretch into the left-hand side of the body. Breathing long and deep here. Feel free to close the eyes or just soften the gaze. If you feel any untoward sensations in the hands, like tingling, or you feel the fingers go a little bit numb, just bring the hands down like this, because you don't want to kind of like trap a nerve, and that's usually what's happening there. Beautiful, nice work. Preparing to move to the other side. Little engagement here, right in the navel center. Take an inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, and knees over to the left. I'm just feeling the stretch on the right hand side. You walk the feet as wide as feels for you, or you walk the feet in towards each other. Breathe in long and deep. Feel free to look down this right arm. Soften the jaw. You're just feeling the felt sense of the body just resting down onto your mat in this twist. And then in your own time, in your own way, very gently, just bring the knees back to center. And then again, very, very gently, bring the knees in towards the chest. Hug the knees in. About lengthening the spine down into the floor. And then just lengthen one leg out, lengthen the other leg out, and then bring the palms up and come into your Shavasana. So just try and commit to this last couple of minutes of the class. This is the part of the class where we see this a lot, where people start scratching their face and I don't know where to put my hands, and moving the toes. Find a really comfortable position and then just submit and commit. Let it go. It might be the only time today you're still. And it's hard, I get it. I get that it's hard. But in yoga, we just learn to pay a little bit more attention to our habitual patterns. And then very gently, just beginning to deepen the breath. Maybe bringing some small movements in the body. Start with the fingers and the toes. Maybe roll out the ankles and the wrists. And coming out of Shavasana, it's very personal, so whatever feels good for you. I like to bend one knee in. I like to bend the other knee in. Maybe hug the knees into the chest. Maybe stretch the arms above the head. Maybe stretch out through the legs. But whatever feels good for you, it's all valid. And I really like that idea of you just come out the way that your body wants you to come out of it. Roll over to one side probably, It's up to you again, though. It's a good way to transition. Press the top hand into your mat and then come all the way up to sit. Nice, everyone. Really beautiful. Fantastic work today. Come back into Sukhasana where we started the class. And then just place the hands on the knees. Palms up or palms down. Lengthen the spine. Back the shoulders. And then bringing the hands to heart center. Maybe just bowing your head down towards your prayer. And first of all, just appreciate yourself. And sending love out. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining again today. It's really lovely to see you all. And I will be back next week. And there are some plans to do some classes outdoors. So if it's a nice day like today, we'll hopefully be on the park. So that might be a nice little change. I thought we'd teach in here for a change again today. So different venues and different locations. We'll keep it nice and fresh. Look after yourselves. Keep joining all of the other classes on Virtual Village Hall. And I'll see you all next week sometime. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Bye.